There's a version of you that already exists. Not in some distant future, not in a parallel universe, but right now. Buried under years of habits you didn't choose and beliefs you never questioned. And here's what nobody tells you about manifesting. It's not about vision boards and positive affirmations in front of your bathroom mirror. That's the Instagram version. The real work looks nothing like that. Today, we're breaking down the actual techniques and practices that rewire how you think, feel, and show up in the world. Not theory, not fluff. Practices you can start tonight. But first, you need to understand why most manifestation advice falls apart the moment you try to use it. In 2006, a film called The Secret sold over 30 million copies worldwide and turned the law of attraction into a household phrase. Think positive thoughts, and the universe delivers. Simple. Except it didn't work for most people who tried it. And the reason is painfully obvious once you see it. Manifesting your best self isn't about attracting things from outside of you. It's about removing the barriers between who you are right now and who you're capable of becoming. Michelangelo once said that every block of stone has a statue inside it, and the sculptor's job is to discover it. Picture a sculptor in a marble studio in Florence, chisel in hand, dust rising in shafts of morning light. That's manifesting, not adding, subtracting. But what exactly are you supposed to subtract, and how? That's what these 7 practices are built to do. Number 1, somatic awareness. Before you can change anything, you have to feel where you actually are, not where you think you are, where your body tells you you are. Your nervous system stores every unresolved experience you've ever had, that tightness in your chest when someone raises their voice. That's not anxiety, that's memory. Your body remembers what your mind has filed away. The vagus nerve runs from your brainstem all the way down to your gut, and it controls your fight or flight response. When it's dysregulated, you live in a constant state of low-level survival mode. And you can't manifest anything meaningful from survival mode. You're too busy protecting yourself to create. The practice is simple, but uncomfortable. Sit still in a quiet room. Close your eyes. Scan from the crown of your head down to your feet, and just notice. Where is there tension? Where is there numbness? Where does your attention keep avoiding? Don't try to fix it. Just notice. That's the beginning. Dr. Peter Levine spent 40 years studying trauma resolution in clinical settings, and his core finding was this: the body completes what the mind can't. When you give it space and attention, it starts to unwind on its own, like a ripple expanding across still water. But somatic awareness is just the foundation. What you build on top of it matters even more. Number 2, identity scripting. This is not journaling. Let me be clear about that. Most journaling advice tells you to write about your feelings or track your gratitude. Fine. But identity scripting goes somewhere different. You write in present tense as the version of yourself you're becoming. Not, I want to be confident. You write, I walk into rooms, and people feel my presence before I say a word. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Neuroscientist Dr. Joe Dispenza has conducted brain scans showing that mental rehearsal activates the same neural pathways as physical action. The same golden networks of neurons firing in the prefrontal cortex, whether you're doing the thing or vividly imagining it. So when you write as your future self every morning in a quiet room with a leather journal and a cup of black coffee, you're not daydreaming. You're literally training your brain to recognize opportunities, behaviors, and decisions that align with that identity. The key is specificity. Don't write vague affirmations. Write scenes. Write conversations. Write the texture of the day you want to live. And here's what makes this different from a vision board. You're not wishing, you're rehearsing. Number 3, environmental design. Your environment is making decisions for you every single day, and you don't even realize it. The clutter on your desk, the notifications on your phone, the people you eat lunch with in the office break room. All of it is shaping who you become. James Clear wrote in Atomic Habits that you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. But systems start with spaces. If the version of you that you're manifesting meditates every morning, where does that person sit? Is there a cushion in a clean corner of your home right now? Is the space inviting? If your best self reads for an hour before bed, is there a book on the nightstand? Or is your phone the last thing you see before you fall asleep? Design the space. The behavior follows. Environmental design isn't decorating. It's removing friction between you and the life you're building. Every object in your space is either pulling you forward or holding you back. Think of a Japanese interior, wood and clay and open space, where every item earns its place. Number 4, shadow integration. This is the one nobody wants to talk about. And honestly, it's the one that changes everything. Carl Jung introduced the concept of the shadow, which is the parts of yourself you've rejected, denied, or hidden because at some point you learned they weren't acceptable. Maybe you were told as a kid that anger was bad, so you pushed it down. Now you can't set boundaries, and you wonder why people walk all over you. That's your shadow running the show from behind a locked door in your psyche. Maybe you were shamed for wanting attention, so you made yourself invisible. Now you're terrified of public speaking, and you call it introversion. That might be true, but it also might be a wound dressed up as a personality trait. Shadow work means sitting with the parts of yourself you'd rather not look at. The jealousy, the rage, the grief, the hunger for validation. Not to wallow in them, but to understand them in a safe and honest space. Because you can't manifest your best self while rejecting half of who you are. Integration means making room for all of it. The ambition and the fear, the love and the anger, the confidence and the doubt. Imagine two hands coming together in dim golden light, shadow and warmth merging into one. That's wholeness. And wholeness is the foundation of everything else on this list. Number 5, nervous system regulation. Your nervous system has a window of tolerance. Inside that window, you can think clearly, respond instead of react, and make decisions from your values instead of your fears. Outside that window, you're either in overdrive, meaning anxious, controlling, and hypervigilant, or in shutdown, meaning numb, avoidant, and disconnected. Most people, trying to manifest their best self, are doing it from outside their window. They're either hyped up on motivation podcasts, running on cortisol, and calling it drive, or they're burned out and dissociated, scrolling through affirmation pages on their phone at 2 a.m. in a dark bedroom. Regulate first, create second. Regulation techniques that actually work include extended exhale breathing, where your exhale is twice as long as your inhale. Cold exposure, like stepping into a cold lake at dawn with steam rising off the water, which resets your vagal tone. Bilateral stimulation, like walking barefoot through a forest trail, which processes stuck emotions. You don't need a 3-hour morning routine. You need 10 minutes of intentional regulation before you start your day. That's it. Number 6, conscious relationship curation. You've probably heard that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Jim Rohn said it decades ago, and it gets repeated so often it's lost its weight. But think about this. When you spend time with someone who complains constantly over coffee, do you leave that conversation feeling inspired? When someone dismisses your goals across the dinner table, do you feel motivated or deflated? Conscious curation doesn't mean cutting people off. It means being intentional about energy exchange. Who fills your cup? Who drains it? And how much access does each person have to your time and headspace? The version of you that you're becoming needs a different ecosystem than the one you're in right now. That's not arrogance. That's alignment. Some relationships will grow with you, others will fall away naturally. The hardest part isn't letting go. It's giving yourself permission to. If you're finding this helpful, hit subscribe. We explore ideas like this every single week. Now let's talk about the final practice, and it might be the most important one. Number 7, ritualized action. Everything we've talked about so far lives in the internal world. Awareness, identity, environment, shadow, regulation, relationships. But manifesting isn't complete until it moves into the physical world. Ritualized action means choosing one daily behavior that represents your highest self and treating it as sacred. Picture the precise, meditative movements of a Japanese tea ceremony. Every gesture intentional, every moment present. Not because you're disciplined, not because a productivity guru told you to wake up at 5 a.m., because the act itself becomes a conversation between who you are and who you're becoming. For some people, it's the morning walk before the sun comes up, breath visible in cold air, running shoes laced in the dark. For others, it's the creative practice, the workout, the meditation, the 10 minutes of writing in a quiet studio. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that you do it with presence. When you ritualize an action, you stop relying on motivation. Motivation is an emotion, and emotions fluctuate. Ritual is a commitment, and commitments compound. Like a single candle flame that holds steady while the wind changes direction around it. This is where manifesting stops being a concept and starts being a lifestyle. Manifesting your best self isn't about becoming someone new. It's about peeling back the layers of noise, fear, and conditioning that have been sitting on top of who you've always been. The practices are simple, the work is not. But every time you sit in stillness, write as your future self. Design your space, face your shadow, regulate your body, curate your relationships, and show up for your one sacred act. You're casting a vote for the person you know you can be. Imagine standing at the edge of still water at golden hour. The surface is calm, the reflection is clear, and for the first time, what you see looking back is exactly who you've been becoming all along. If this resonated with you, there's a video on screen right now that goes deeper into the science of identity change. Click it, and if you made it this far, subscribe. We'll keep going deeper together.